Hello, this is update number 4 to my Pan That / those palette / eyeshadows. So welcome to this update. It's just a video where I go over my Pan That palette and I go over my Pan Those eyeshadows. I just have the two projects combined in one video. I will jump right into my Pan That palette. So my Pan That palette is this palette that I made and called Sweet Rainbows. It's made up of a bunch of Colourpop shadows. And this is what it looks like right now. Sorry, there's a lot of sound coming from the road because it rained, and like for some reason that's amplifying the sound. I've never noticed that before. And this is the last day before I move, so it's a little chaotic. Well, this is the day before my last day in this apartment. And then I'll be traveling for the summer and hopefully settling down in a new apartment in August or September. Not sure yet. Anyways, here's my Pan That palette. This is what it's looking like right now. You should be able to see this new pan. This is a new pan in Feel Free. So I hit pan on Feel Free on May 16th after 3 uses that month, and after 15 uses in this project in total. 15 uses is what got me to hit pan on this matte. I had used this matte before a couple of times. For me, Colourpop mattes usually take about 40 uses, and so 15 is really small. That's a really small number for a Colourpop matte, but this matte was so powdery. And I think it irritates my eyes. I'm not sure. A month or 2 ago, it started to be really like flaky, just like coming off in chunks instead of just like as a normal kickback. I think I expanded the pan on Wiggles and Jamocha and Blurred Lines, I hope. And I hope more of a dip is forming in these 2 shimmers. But honestly, with my Pan That palette, it's really on the back burner. I should focus on it more. A little, not disappointed in myself, but like, Angela, if you want a better result, you probably need to push yourself harder on this. I definitely have been more chill about this palette. My last Pan That palette, my goal was to hit pan on all of the shadows. My goal is the same this year, where I hope to hit pan on all of them. And I want to finish this shadow, I want to finish Wiggles, and I want to finish Jamocha. But at this rate, I'm not doing too good. I would love to finish several of these shadows besides Jamocha and Wiggles, but at this rate, it's not looking like I'm gonna do that. So, I don't know, we'll see. I'm happy that I got a pan though. Wow, great job, mwah. Now on to my Pan Those eyeshadows side of the project. And I have 6 shadows in my project. Some people have 5 shadows, I have 6, just cause. And the one I use the least is from my Neutrals Magnetic Singles palette. This is a Cleonad Empty Magnetic palette. And the shadow in here that I use the least is Don't Care At All. It's this gold, honey gold. And I used it to mix with Eclipse. I mixed it with Eclipse from my Pan That palette. It was okay. I'm just not into that honey gold color right now. I need to find better ways to use Don't Care At All, but it's hard because I don't care at all about Don't Care At All. The next shadow I use the least is from my Orange You Glad palette, and that's Sunkissed. I used it 4 times, so there's Sunkissed right there. You can't really see a dip. All you can see is that I definitely used it. I love this color. It's so much fun. It's just a really fun color. I can't wait to keep working on it more. It's probably gonna be my project for a good while, because like I said, Colourpop mattes tend to take about 40 uses. I was really excited because I had some like really colorful eyeshadows in my project this past month, and I decided to do like a rainbow look, and I can't wait to get back into rainbow looks, especially with Pride Month coming up. Yeah, I'm excited to get back into those looks. Sorry for all the noise. And like the reverb and it's so empty in here. I sun-kissed, used it 4 times. I'm going to keep using it. Thank you for your service, Orangey Glad. The next shadow that I use the least is Amethyst Awe from my Morphe Such a Gem palette. And I used it 5 times. Yeah, I counted it today. It's in my look today. I was just wondering like if I forgot to count it. I definitely counted it. And this is Amethyst Awe right now. It's this bright purple. It's supposed to be like a shimmer. Maybe I'll put what Morphe has the best descriptions for this palette, honestly. I'll put up what Morphe describes this shadow as. For me, it's supposed to be a shimmer, but it turns out to be kind of like a satin. It's Barney purple. It's that purple that you imagine when it's like kids show dark purple. So in your face. And I have it in my look right now. I use this shadow above it as the crease shadow. And then I used a shadow from It's Frickin' Bats, Apparition, in my inner corner because I have that palette and I did my first impressions and now I can use that palette whenever I want because I did the first impressions. Really happy to have it. But yeah, Apparition's in my inner corner. And then I used a Colourpop highlighter on my brow bone to kind of add that shimmer. Sorry, let's zoom in. I just stabbed the black shadow in here. That's okay. Now I have black eyeshadow. Oh, I always forget to do this. I need to swatch things. But let me finish talking. I have the highlighter Pinch Me, that one, on my brow bone right now, and a Colourpop Star Stamp. So I swatched them out. There's Don't Care at All. Sorry, there's like a stain from the Star Stamp. I just dotted it on my hand to make sure it wasn't like runny or whatever, I don't know. So that's what that dark splotch is. It's a stain from that. So there's Don't Care at All, Sun-Kissed, and Amethyst Awe. These 2 rolled in last month, so that's not a surprise that they're still in my project. The next shadow that I use the least is from the Main Squeeze palette. Like Amethyst Awe, I used it 5 times. And I actually have a pan in it. So this is Baywatch. I hit pan on it on May 18th after 5 uses last month, but after 21 uses in total. So that seems about right. I'd used it before this project a few times. It wasn't too difficult to hit pan on it. 21 uses is still a lot, but you know, not the most. That's not crazy. So there's Baywatch. It was a beautiful shimmer. I'm glad it's out though, because I've kind of got a little tired of it. Like it's a red shimmer. Kind of was struggling to figure out where to put it in looks, you know. I hit pan on it after I did that rainbow look. I was trying to figure out how to incorporate it in more fun ways rather than just having a monochromatic red look. Now there's 3 pans in Main Squeeze, which is kind of cool. It really looks like this palette has some love. This next shadow I used 6 times this past month. It's from my Sailor Moon Colourpop palette, the Pretty Guardian palette, and it's Love. So Love is right there, and I hit another pan, right? You see it? Pretty biggish pan. I hit pan on Love on the 24th of May after 6 uses last month, but after 22 uses in total in this project. I believe, is it Love that's been in my project the longest, or Love and Baywatch equally have been in my project the longest? I don't remember. I think these shadows rolled in at the same time. It's really cool that both of those are rolling out. Very happy about that. I managed to hit pan on the older shadows in this project. Older as in they've been in this project the longest. So that's great. I will miss Love though. I almost reached for it today in my look, but I was like, you can use other shadows. But it's a really cute color. I did not get a lot of use on it before. I don't even know if I used it once before. I may have just swatched it before it rolled into my project. 22 uses on a Colourpop matte. Kira, wake up! Wake up! Kira gets night terrors, by the way. Like, she gets, it's not normal dog happy dreams, like chasing after. It sounds sad. With Feel Free, I didn't take many uses to hit pan on that matte. And also with this matte, because this matte was really powdery as well. Let me swatch it. There is Love. You can see it has some sparkle that doesn't really matter, or silver pinpoints as Colourpop describes it. It's like this rosy, purpley pink, like a cooler toned pink. I love the way Love looked on my eyes. I don't know, this palette gets crapped on for its formula, but to me it's like any other Colourpop formula. The last shadow in my project, the sixth one and the one I use the most, I used it 7 times. It's from my Colorful Singles magnetic palette, and it is Flicker by Cleonad. It's up in here in this corner. It's an iridescent pink flipping shadow. This shadow also just rolled in last update. You can see that dip, right? Beautiful. I did such a good job. I could potentially hit pan on this next update, which would be really cool. Of these 3, I've used Flicker the most before this project, so that doesn't surprise me that it looks like I've made such good progress on this pan. I was a little hesitant to hit pan on my Cleonad shadow just because of how pricey it is. But first off, like after I hit pan, there's going to be so much product still in the pan. And the formula of this shadow is not my most favorite. Sometimes in looks, like the white-ish base blends out really weird, like difficult. Like it brings out texture. I have really textured skin, so this is probably not an issue for some other people. But sometimes when I try to blend it out in my inner corner, it grabs on different textures in my inner corner, and I usually don't have that problem with other shadows. I love it still. I want to try more Cleonad shadows one day when I have money. Those are all of my shadows that were in my project. So these are staying in, Don't Care at All, Sun-Kissed, Amethyst Awe, and Flicker. And these 2 are rolling out. Finally, the pinks, reds are rolling out. I have hit 3 pans in total. So 1 in my Pan That palette, 2 in my Pan Those eyeshadows. Super proud of myself. So I have to roll in 2 new shadows, and I'm gonna be doing something different. This is kind of in response to one palette being rolled in a bunch. This palette last year rolled in 6 times. 6 times. I don't know, I just didn't mind it being rolled in so much last year. But now, after this is my 2nd year doing this project, I'm a little tired of this because for this project this year, Perfection rolled in and I rolled out Catch the Light, immediately rolled in, and then I rolled out Catch the Light, and Amethyst Awe immediately rolled back in. I am tired of having this palette in my projects so much. I like it. I really do like this palette. I just have other palettes that I want to also be in this project. I don't think I'm gonna let this palette be in my project for the rest of the year. I might change my mind on that. Maybe I just need a couple months break. But for now, I'm suspending this palette from the project. I'm gonna keep Amethyst Awe in until I hit pan on it. But these next roll-ins, this palette will not be included. And actually, for these next 2 roll-ins, I'm only going to allow the 2 eyeshadows to come from palettes that either have only 1 pan in it or no pans. That would include the Strawberry Dream Lunar Beauty palette. So no pans in here. If you remember last year's project, this rolled in at the end of the year. And I actually used it this past month because I remembered the shadow and loved it. I used it in like a all pink look. This did roll in once last year, but it was towards the very end and then I reset the project. The Tribe from Juvia's Place could roll in. There's only 1 pan and this rolled in last year, but towards the end. So my project reset. The Kaleidos VR Neon palette could roll in. The Psyche's Box All Matte palette could roll in. There's only one pan. This rolled in at the beginning of the year, and I hit pan on this super fast because I was in love. The e.l.f. J Kissa palette could roll in to the rescue. There's no pans in here, only like lots of dips. Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Storm could also roll in. No pans, super excited. All of them are colorful. I don't know what to expect. Sorry that it's so different and that I'm doing this. I'm not sorry, but it is just different. I usually don't cherry pick my shadows, but I'm just tired of the same palettes rolling in. Like the Berries and Cream palette, the Morphe palette, they always roll in and I'm a little over it. Yeah, these are the palettes that are included. I'm not including my It's Freaking Bats palette because that's new. What I'm doing is there are 6 palettes that can be options. So one, you can't see it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those, I have them ordered right now. I have the minimum being 1 and the maximum being 6. I'm gonna randomize 2 numbers. So those would pick the palettes, and then I'll randomize again, picking the eyeshadow. So, excuse you. 2. Luna Beauty is number 2. Now, the next palette, if I not say 2 again. 3. And that's the Juvia's Place palette. So, Lunar Beauty, Juvia's Place just rolled in. Now, we will randomize the eyeshadow itself. So there are 15 shadows in here. I have it from 1 to 15. It's just 3 right now because that's the last number that rolled, and we'll randomize. It just does that. 4. Where's the chartreuse shimmer that I already have a dip going on in? Because I like this one. I know one of my subscribers, I think it's Rose. Is it Rose? I think it's you, Rose. Rose, this is your least favorite one of the palette, but this one's one of my favorites. So I will work on that one. Like I said, I already got a dip going on. Let me swatch it. And this could be so fun, either in neutral looks or rainbow looks. Yes. It looks like an antique gold with these other colors. So this one, oh, I didn't even say its name. Horizon. Oh, it's really asking me to do a Halloween look. I could definitely do a Halloween look with Sun-Kissed Amethyst Awe and Horizon. That could be so much fun. Seriously, like probably my favorite palette in my collection. So happy it's in. Now let's see what's gonna be in Juvia's Places. There are 9 eyeshadows in here and I have 1 pan at the very end. So I'm going to go from 1 to 8. There's 4 from the last, that's the last number it rolled in, and it just, I don't know why it does that. It like, you can't even see it. And that's 6. 6 is that dark shimmer, right? Yes, oh my gosh, it is. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm kind of sad it's not this one in the middle. I'm going to swatch it. It's this really dark shimmer that I've used a few times before. Even with Horizon, I'm like freaking out about. Those look so fun together. I definitely want to do a look with Kuba, Horizon, and Sunkissed, or Flicker even, like these bottom 3. I think there could be some really fun combos with all of these shadows, just mixing them up. I don't know if I could do a look with all of them together. That could be fun to challenge myself. I'm really happy that I decided to target palettes that had no pans or only 1 pan that really just have not gotten a lot of use in my project. I might do this again. So next roll-ins might include these palettes, these last 4. It sounds like it hurts. I don't know how much I'll mess with the rolling in of shadows in the future. Just this update, it felt like the right choice to do, you know? I'm really happy they're in the project. It feels good that they're in. I'm super excited This new color story is super fun. I hope you enjoyed this update. I hope you check out like some of my other videos. Thank you so much for watching and for leaving likes and comments below. I hope you're keeping track of the world around you and just being kind to others. Yeah, have a good day. Hope you're doing well mentally and physically. Blah, 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 blah. Bye. Goodbye.